Yeah, yeah, we are here, man. We are here. We are here. Make sure we are good. I know I ain't got, no, I don't have no subscribers. I don't have any subscribers right now. So, it ain't like I'm really waiting for anybody to come in because I know ain't nobody gonna come in. But, man, listen, dude, we got a pretty good one, man, today. We got a pretty good one, man. Like I said, we're gonna be doing some of tonight's conversations. He is tonight. Well, not he, but tonight's conversation is pretty much ran by Ace Metaphor. I'm pretty sure some of y'all, if y'all watching this live later on in the day, pretty sure y'all have seen tonight's conversation. They come up with they got some good conversations, man. Got some good talking points, and like I said, I enjoy some of the conversations. The only thing I don't like about it is how, of course, Ace Metaphor, right, the person who runs tonight's conversation, panders to women, right? He loves to pander to women, and that's an issue, right? If all you do is pander to women, man, look, you're just telling them everything that they want to hear, and not something that can help benefit them. Right now, Sister Daphne, she got on him before. Now, if y'all don't know who Sister Daphne is, Queen of Accountability or whatnot, she, if you go check out her Instagram, I'm gonna try to see if I can leave the description link down below. But she pretty much got him on. She got him on to her show, and she was grilling him. And she was like, "Man, why are you doing this? Why are you pandering to women?" And he essentially broke out and said, "You know what? Hey, man, look, the reason I pander to women is because that's all I know, right? Essentially that's what it boils down to. That's all he knows, right? That's all he knows. So, hey, and he knows it's wrong, but hey, you gonna do what you want to do anyway. So, look, got a pretty good one. Now, pretty much, the title of this video is this true about more men needing to take accountability for fathering their kids? Now, my biggest thing about this is, we're gonna go over the video, man, because she makes some pretty decent points, right? The only thing that I do agree with is where she says, if you lay down with this woman solely because you just want to have sex with her, let's just say you have sex with her unprotected, right? If you end up having a child with her, that falls on you, right? That is your responsibility, and that is definitely a fact. When she's saying, man, because he asks, right? He asks, well, even if I'm being truthful with her that I don't want it, she's still saying yes. You're still trying to avoid accountability. But see, here's the thing about this, right? And this is something that a lot of you women will forever avoid, right? And something that she is avoiding, right? He's saying that, hey, look, I don't even want this child. He's saying, look, I don't want to be a part of this child's life, right? I don't want to be a part of this child's life. And she's saying, well, you're the one who picked this woman to be your baby mother, which is true, right? Which is true. And I can attest to that, which is true. But the thing is that she won't even acknowledge is that, okay, you have a father, you have a man who's sitting over here saying, hey, well, you know what? I want to absolve myself from being a father. We give men hell for that. Oh, you don't want to be in a child's life. Oh, you're bad. You're this, you're that. You don't even deserve to be a father. Yeah. Okay. But these would be the same women who would then defend a woman who is about to have a child and say, hey, her body, her choice. If she doesn't want to have that child, she doesn't have to have it. And it's like, okay, once again, right? A man can't absolve himself from from childhood, from parenthood. So if a man can't absolve himself, how can a woman? Oh, well, because it's her body, her choice. And once again, this is why you will always have gray areas when you're talking about situations like this. Because once again, when you have women, like I said, she's a very smart sister, but like I said, you acknowledge that, right? Acknowledge the fact that, once again, he is telling you. Now, mind you have to watch this whole. There's more to this, right? There's more to this. There's more to the context, right? You got to get more context to this. But at the same time, right? At the same time, when you watch the video, you see where they're trying to go. And once again, I ain't saying she's fully wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you're just summing it up, she's saying, hey, well, you can't, even if you sit up here and say you want to remove yourself from Planned Parenthood, you still chose to lay down with that woman. So if you are put on child support, that's your fault, which it is true. Which, once again, it is true. But like I said, if women, right, if women can absolve themselves from accountability and parenthood, why can't men? That's the only thing. So look, man, I ain't even gonna hold y'all a little bit. I ain't even gonna hold y'all long, right? And the thing about it, right, is the point of the video is that we got to kill this narrative that men aren't accountable to children when most men are. When most men are. Now, like I said, we just got to jump into this, right? We're just going to jump into this. But if y'all do me a huge favor, man, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe if y'all are stopping by to actually just come check out this video. Like I said, it ain't going to be too long. Like I said, it's not going to be too long. And it's, such thing as ain't. But it's not going to be long. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
And a lot of the times men like to do that to dodge accountability. Okay? We both came together as two adults. Regardless if you were using me for convenience or not, then you made a decision. Then you were being irresponsible. Yeah. Absolutely.
If I was honest from the get, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Why? Because now you're tied in to a baby with me, but you didn't want to be with me. You wanted to have sex with me for your pleasure, but you didn't want to create a child, but you did. So you're irresponsible. And that's a lot of the times when we hear men talk about, well, she put me through child support and I'm in court. That's your fault. Just like you want to sit up here and point at women and say, well, this is the reason you were a single mom because you picked the wrong guy. Well, you picked the wrong woman then. You picked the wrong woman to procreate, but absolutely that's irresponsible. And how it's dodging accountability is, I knew I wasn't wanting a baby with you in the first place, but you decided to have it with me because you was in love with me, shawty. No, but that's dodging accountability. It's two adults that decided to have a child together and it didn't work. So a woman leaving that situation isn't selfish, it's smart as absolutely.
And that's why, I also said, man, you have to get some context, right? Because you got to get some context because look at the end, right? You have to give some more context to the video because once again, you have to look at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and look at the end of this video again.
I have it with me because you was in love with me, shawty. No, but that's dodging accountability. It's two adults that decided to have a child together and it didn't work. So a woman leaving that situation isn't selfish, it's smart as absolutely.
And that's why I said, once again, you have to give more context because you're saying a woman leaving that situation, like I said, what is she leaving the situation for? But once again, and that's why I said you gotta get more context to it. You gotta get more context to it. But what I am trying to tackle here is the narrative that, once again, men do not take care of their children, that men try to absolve themselves from accountability. See, we already just talked about how, once again, he didn't, if a man stood up here and say, hey, man, look, I'm already telling you what it is. I don't want to have no child. It's up to that woman on whether you want to bring that child into the world where that child might not end up having a father, or you can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm not ready to even be a single mother right now. So let me go ahead and just not have that, right? We have those two options. But of course, she's defending your woman who's sitting over here saying, hey, well, you know what? I'm choosing to keep this child no matter what you say. And once again, this is where, this is where women fail to understand that the world is going to be a lot harder for you than it would be for a man who has a child. Why would it be? Because once again, we have a man, right? And this goes back to the video, right, where tonight's conversation where a woman has 7 children. And, we sitting over here having guys, once again, nobody wants to deal with a woman who got that many children. No man wants to deal with a woman who got that many children. So you got all of these children, right, with this one man. All these children with this one man, and you're expecting somebody else to accept that, right? You're expecting somebody else to bear all of the blunt of that. So when you're looking at this situation where she's saying, hey, well, once again, you as a man, you shouldn't be wanting to avoid accountability. It's like you have the woman who has 7 kids, right? It's going to be harder for her to find a man, a suitable mate, than it would be for a man who has 7 kids. It's just a fact. And until women understand that, once again, they will forever keep going through what they're going through. They will only ever keep having a response like this. Once again, you got a woman with 7 kids. Right now, you had other sisters sit up here and say, man, it's very much possible for you to find another suitable guy. How? I mean, once again, how? How? At the age of 33, you got 7 kids. Once again, but you had somebody saying, well, y'all see, there's no different, you know, y'all, you sitting up here getting on a woman about having 7 kids. Well, what about men who have 7 kids? Well, okay, let's look at your rappers, for example. Right? Let's look at your rappers, for example. Nick Cannon, Future, NBA Youngboy, Lil Durk. I mean, dude, the list goes on. Right? The list goes on. All of these people, as long as they're men, as long as they have money, they will forever procure any type of woman that they want. And they can have as many kids as they want. They can have as many kids as they want to have. They will forever have a woman say, you know what? I don't mind sitting over here being with that man. Why? Why do you have women saying that? Why do you have women, or not saying that, why do you have men being able to do that? Because once again, men and women like totally different things. A woman can jump into a relationship with a man who has 7 kids, right? And she's just an extra mouth that needs to be fed. So that man has to take care of 8 heads. Whereas a man who was a stepfather walking into a situation where the woman has 7 kids, he has to feed still 8 mouths. And the difference is that he's coming in and this is what he's choosing to pick this up, right? He has to pick up a role. He has to pick up the biggest role in the household. Whereas a woman, she doesn't have to pick up the biggest role in the household. If she's walking into a relationship with a guy who already got 7 kids, she's set. She's already set. She's still going to be taken care of, right? She's still going to be taken care of, unless if you're dealing with a bum. And see, then that's the thing about it with this right here too, right? Whereas once again, what men, right, are sitting up here encouraging other men to absolve themselves from accountability? None. We don't have, the only men that are doing that are Pookies and Ray Rays and men that are not suitable to be fathers, that we tell women don't make a father. But guess what? Women are going to do it anyway. Women are going to do it anyway. So once again, we can, like I said, we can point fingers at men all day, and we can sit over here and say that it falls on both, right? And which it does. It does fall on both. The accountability falls on both ends, but it will fall more on the woman because once again, you have the final say. So you are the one, man, who is going to have the child. You're the one who's going to have the child. So why put yourself in a situation having a child with somebody who doesn't even want to be there? So, like I said, she's saying that he's absolving himself from accountability when he's even saying, look, I don't want to be a father. And like I said, we can always just go back to, well, once again, if he can't absolve himself from accountability, then there shouldn't be no reason why women are absolving themselves from parenthood when you have a father who's saying they want the child. But once again, she's not going to tackle that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, and maybe she might believe, hey, even for a mother, it is, even for a mother that wants to give away paternity or don't want to take care of a child, she might be, weak or whatever. I doubt that she's going to take that stand, right? I doubt she's going to take that stand. I believe they talked about it before, right? And hopefully we can find that video. But once again, man, like I said, a man can't absolve himself from accountability even beforehand. A man can't absolve himself, right? Because essentially it is low-key absolving yourself from accountability because you did have a child with this woman. Now you're saying you don't want it, right? But at the same time, at least he's telling you, hey, well, I'm being truthful here. I don't want this child. Yeah, we slipped up or whatnot. Yeah. But we have forms of contraception or I don't mess the name up. Contraception, right? Pretty much, man, to keep a woman away from having a child. I hope I'm saying that word right. But my fault. But I'm over here sick a little bit. But we have so many ways to keep a woman from having to go through pregnancy, whether you got the AB word, you know what I'm saying, that, a lot of some people that your pro-lifers are against, right? You have condoms, you have birth control, you got so many different forms of birth control. I mean, like, pick your poison, right? Pick your poison, right? And then you got Plan B, right? And once again, you have all of these things. You having a man telling you, I don't want to have the child. Now all of a sudden you got all of these options, but yeah, hey, guess what? Nah, forget all that. I still want the child. So then this is going to be the same woman who jumps on the internet and say, this man don't want to take care of his child. This man's a deadbeat. This man this man is that. Once again, you chose that man to be your child's father. There's no other way you can put it, bro. You chose to have a child with that man. Now you're going to be now you're one of the sisters in the shade room, sitting over here coming up with all types of junk, sitting over here just saying whatever comes to your mind. Right? You're going to end up becoming one of your shade room sisters. Right? Bitter. As all get out. And this is what I'm saying. Like I said, I get where she's coming from. I get where she's coming from. She's saying, man, as a man, hey, look, number one, you're removing yourself from accountability because, hey, you decided to, have sex with this woman. So if you're going to go through with that, then you need to go ahead and bear that responsibility. But once again, and this is true, if women can absolve themselves from parenthood, then a man should be able to absolve himself from parenthood. So if a man is telling you up front that, hey, man, look, I don't want to be a father and be in the child's life, then guess what? He doesn't want to be in the child's life. Then as a woman, of course, once again, it still boils down to what the woman wants. But as a woman, that's where you have to make a sound decision. Do I want to have a child? Do I want to have a child with this man knowing that he's not going to be in the child's life? Or do I just want to sit here and just end up just not having a child or whatnot? Once again, there's decisions that have to be made that once again, this sister right here is not even going to bring up, because once again, it's almost like I said, you got some sisters that are passive aggressive, I'm not saying that she's passive aggressive, but like I said, who will have some of these same responses, right? They will have these same responses, and it's just like, okay, I mean, I get what you're coming from, but you're giving it out for the woman. You're giving it out for the woman. Now, like I said, she ain't got to sit over here and defend men and do all that. But what I'm saying is, though, that's what she's ignoring. And that's all. And it's crazy. But once again, it's the narrative that men don't take care of their children. It's the narrative that men try to absolve themselves from accountability. Most men do not. And we're talking about black men, right? We're talking about black men. Most men do not absolve themselves on accountability. Even if they have that child that said, you know what, hey, cool, let me take care of it. But we're going to have women, men who are spiteful. We're going to have women, men who don't really care about the man, as long as he's with her, that's all she wants. But hey, and that's what she's saying. You have to pick the right woman. And that is true, right? That is true. And the reason I say I can attest to that, because I got a group of homeboys that name their Pookies. Now, am I sitting over here saying they wouldn't take care of their kids? No. But Pookies as in how they present themselves. That's number one. But number two, they're Pookies, man, because they're always talking about, I'll go ahead and make her one of my baby mothers. And I get it. Sometimes you might be joking, but they've been saying this for some years now. And it's like, okay, maybe it ain't no joke, right? Maybe it ain't no joke. Now, of course, if that was the case, if it was really real, right, if they really meant what they were saying, some of them probably been knocked up. They're going to have some women knocked up by now. But what I'm saying is they prioritize the wrong things. Any man that sits over here and obviously go wrong to a girl and that child is about to come out, they prioritize the wrong thing. Yeah, you wanted to have some fun. But at the same time, there's a way you do it. And you want to protect yourself at all times. And as a man, you have to. But my bros, they don't care. They'll sit over here and run a chick down and sit over here and try to have a baby. And it's a Pookisha. So these are going to be the same women that's going to sit up here and jump on the internet and complain about you. Sit over here and talk trash about you. And once again, that's not something that you want to go through, right? Because once again, these are the same women who sit up here and then try to push a narrative that men don't take care of their children. And that's the same thing here, right? Where there shouldn't even be a video as to why, hey, should men want to take care of their children? Should men be accountable for taking their children when most men already take care of their children? That's my whole thing. What conversation can you have about men not wanting to take care of their children when most men already take care of their children? When most black men already take care of their children, right? But hey, once again, we got to continue to have these conversations Because what? Hey, right? It's a narrative. Like, it's almost like black men are overpowered. So, hey, we need something to depower them, to bring them to our level. So we're going to continue to keep pushing this narrative that black men don't take care of their kids. And it's like, okay, why are we continue to keep saying that when that's not even true? When statistics show that's not even true. But hey, people don't believe me. It is what it is. People don't believe me. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and go look at some then. Let's go ahead and look at some, right? So like I said, you have that sister here. Once again, we always talking about how black men don't take care of their children. Okay, cool. So now we got this one, right? You got this right here, right? You got this statistic right here. Let's go ahead and bring it up here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna just go ahead. This now, mind y'all, if y'all want to know where this is from, National Health Statistics reports, right? Fathers' involvement with their children, United States, 2006 through 2010. Now, mind you, this narrative that black men do not take care of their children, or black men really don't ever be in their children's lives, has been going on for years, since the 90s, right? Since the 90s, since the early 2000s. It was worse in the early 2000s. Okay, that's fine. Now, let's go ahead and I just want to take y'all to the most important part. We'll take y'all to the most important part. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and just read some of these real quick. Right now, once again, we always hear women and hear sisters sit up here and bring up the false narrative that black men don't take care of their kids, that black men don't do nothing for the kids. You hear it all the time in the shade room comments, right? You hear it all the time in the shade room comments when, like, the funny thing is, let's just say you can sit over here and talk about Sexy Red. Let's say, man, look, Sexy Red, what you're doing is not a good. It's just not. It's not good. It's a bad representation for all of us, right? You should want to set a good example for children. You will then have sisters, right? And let's just say you say that in the comments, or let's just say you say that I say that out loud in public or whatnot, and sisters overhear you. They will always come over here and say, well, what about the black men that don't take care of the kids? Why y'all don't get on them? Y'all need to get on them. Yada, yada, yada. You always hear that. But it's like, okay, well, what black men are you talking about? You talking about the small portion of men that don't take care of their children that will forever exist? There will always be a small portion of men who do not take care of their children. Just point blank period, right? Point blank period. Which is why we try to tell women, at the end of the day, you can sit over here and say it takes two to make a child, but at the end of the day, it takes one to say yes to have sex. Well, it takes two. But there's only one gatekeeper, though. There's only one gatekeeper, and it's the woman. So if you sit here and you know this man is not suitable to be a father, but yeah, you still lay down with him, it falls on you. Right? It falls on you. But once again, the narrative that black men don't take care of their kids is even false, because even then, guys who may not want to deal with that woman, it might have been one night stand or whatnot, knock the woman up. He finds out that he's a father. Most cases, men are still going to try to be a father of that child. Most cases, men are going to be a father of that child. Don't believe me? Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Let me go and see if I can try to bring it up for you on the big screen. Bring it up for you on the big screen. So look. So we got here where it says there was a significant difference by Hispanics' origin and race among fathers with coincidental children. I'm all over the place with that word. Coincidental children. Hopefully I edited that out. Whatnot. But regardless, it says black fathers, 70%, were most likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, compared with white 60% and Hispanic fathers 45%. Right? Another one says Hispanic fathers, 58%, aged 15 through 44, were significantly more likely to have not eaten a meal with their non-coincidental children, compared with white 35% or black 31% fathers. So once again, we're seeing how, once again, you see it here. Black fathers, 70%, right? I'm always push 70 to 75%, were most likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day, compared with white 60% and Hispanic fathers 45%. Now, once again, we always have sisters who sit up here and say, well, black men don't take care of their kids. Well, black men don't sit over here and make sure their kids don't eat this and that. Once again, when you're having most of your black men take care of their children, and that consists of bathing, dressing, right? But using the toilet. Now, here's the thing. If I'm a father doing all of this, right? If I'm a father doing all of this, wouldn't it dawn on people to say, well, if he's doing all of this, more than likely he's taking the kid out to the movies. More than likely he's being a role model for him, being the father he's supposed to be. But once again, sisters will forever only glorify the small percentage of men who don't take care of their children. Same reason why they sit over here and sleep with the small percentage of men who don't take care of their children. And we're sitting over here saying, okay, well, we understand that this small group of men are the issue. Why are we still entertaining them? Why are we still messing with them? Why are we still dating them? But once again, we're just gonna just overlook it every single time. Excuse me. So once again, this narrative, like I said, this narrative that, once again, black men do not take care of their kids, they gotta stop that. You're only, just like how the sister in the video, you're only talking about small group of men who choose not to be a father in all aspects of life, right? Let's go ahead and look at something else that supports this article, right? Let's go ahead and look at something else. Let me go ahead and bring it up for you. So you got this one right here, right? This is from your CBS News, right? This right here supports those claims, right? It's another article. Let's go ahead and let's keep going. Let me see if I can bring it up. All right, cool. Got another article for you where study, black dads more involved in children's lives than other groups, right? Let's go ahead and just read a little something real quick. And they have a video to go with it. Hopefully I can show that. But let's just go ahead and look at this comment right here where it says, think about how this group was dogged by the school to prison pipeline, mass incarceration, health disparities, and continue to shoulder the gun violence epidemic, spends more time with their children than others. Once again, man, most black men are going through hell. We've been going through hell for years with the false narrative that black men don't take care of their kids. And we got this video right here. Let me see if I can play it for you guys.
Like, really? You're doing that? And I'm like,
let me see if I can play it for you guys.
Isn't everybody?
Now to 11, breaking negative stereotypes about black fathers. Members of Congress joined a policy meeting to tackle them because they see people hurt by perceptions based on bias.
So they're finding facts to fix the narrative. CBS News Miami's Larry Seward explains.
Corey Patterson is a certified public accountant, partner in a Broward County firm with 2 degrees, certifications, and thanks to his 4-year-old fishing buddy, one defining label.
I think the best thing and the best title I've ever had is the title of being father. It feels like you get the opportunity to go in the time machine and give all of the lessons that you learned throughout life to a younger version of yourself. And I kind of go through my day and I'm kind of explaining things that I'm doing. My son, people look at me like, really? You're doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Isn't everybody?
It's a question 10-year-old Centers for Disease Control research tackled. It found black fathers more involved in their children's lives compared to other racial groups. A fact so obscured by a different narrative. The U.S. House of Representatives member Frederica Wilson, founder of Miami's 5,000 Black Role Models mentoring program, called this policy meeting in the U.S. Capitol to change.
It is very disingenuous the way they are perceived and stereotyped across this nation. And it's time to amplify the message.
Her Congressional Commission on the Social Status of Black Men and Boys plans to attack disparities and misconceptions with more research.
I accept God's given responsibilities.
And pledges from people working to help.
Go, Dad, go, Dad, go.
Between park trips and story time with his son Cole, Patterson is an advocate for the Fatherhood Task Force of South Florida, a group that trains, teaches, supports, and holds workshops with dads.
I think that false narrative is discouraging to young fathers.
With their full court press, advocates see a score that might turn heads. Wilson and other members of Congress expect their meeting in D.C. to ripple here, too. They hope organizations use their platform to bring attention and attack misconceptions, too. In downtown Miami, Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
And truly help the people who need it most.
Right,
so it's truly an honor to be able to be out here to meet.
Right. I mean, hey, once again, black men, like as he said, I mean, he's walking down doing what a father's supposed to doing. Yeah, I mean, wow, you're doing that? I mean, yeah, I mean, is that not what men are not supposed to do that? Right? They're trying to make it seem as if, once again, well, black men just don't take care of their kids. So it's just crazy that I'm seeing that. Or maybe, once again, you just don't ever acknowledge it. Right? Maybe you just don't ever acknowledge it. And this is, once again, this is the issue. This is the issue that we are having. Right? Once again, that's an article that supports what I just showed you earlier. Here's another one. Mind y'all, this is CDC. Here's another one. Hey, look, let's go ahead and read this one, where it says it's very disingenuous the way that they are perceived and stereotyped across this nation. It's time to amplify the message. And once again, right, we have the statistics here, and it's only ever sisters, right? Mind you, it's backed by CDC. It's only ever sisters who try to push that narrative. They've been pushing that narrative for years because it's just something in the arsenal that they can use against black men, right? Let's just say you hold a sister accountable. They will forever go to, well, why don't y'all ever take care of y'all kids? When 70 to 75% always do, right? Now, the reason I throw the extra 5 and extra 10% in there is because, once again, right, it's only ever going to increase. Mind y'all, from 2006 to 2010, right? They made an article, 2013. So it's only ever, it's going to increase. Right, it's going to increase. Just like how in 2006, where incarceration rate for black men has decreased by 34%, it's only ever going to increase. It's only ever going to increase. So when you're sitting over here looking at stuff like this, you just always got a question. Why do sisters only glorify these type of men? You get what I'm saying? Why do sisters only glorify these type of men who do not take care of their children? When men and women tell you these are the type of men you don't want to mess with, these are your Pookies and Ray Rays, but guess what? Women still mess with them, which is why 70 to 80% of your mothers your black women are single mothers. We're just going to ignore that. Once again, we value the wrong thing. Same thing with men. Just like going back to what she was saying, just like how you can sit over here and say the woman was wrong for picking the wrong guy. The man is wrong for picking the wrong woman, and that's just a fact, right? That's just a fact. And I'm seeing it with my homeboys who are willing to sit over here and just get a baby mother just because, hey, well, you know what? I'm really attracted to her. It's something that is just it's a mindset that needs to change. But also, once again, you can't put all blame on men when women have the last say so. And that's kind of where she's going with it. She's like, bro, like it's just still unaccountable. But it's like, once again, a woman can remove herself from wanting to be a parent, and she's praised for it. So once again, can we do the same thing for men? Can we do the same thing for men? Can we give men that leeway? If a man says he doesn't want to be a father, take that man up to his word and don't make him a father. Because now what you're doing is you're essentially just creating another single mother, creating another broken home, and now we're going to go on the internet just to call him a deadbeat. And let's just say everybody say he is a deadbeat. That's once again a deadbeat you created. A deadbeat you created, and that's what I'm saying. Now there was another one. That was pretty much backed by Forbes, I believe. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and look at it. Let's go ahead and look at it. Let's look at it. Right. So here's another one. Right. And I got a few more articles, but here's another article by Forbes, pretty much talking about your black men. Right. Here's another one. We're going to put my face up here for you. Forbes, Black fathers work together to shine. Hold on. But what is this? Right? So it says Black fathers work together to shine a spotlight on their role in society. Once again, man, and you can essentially just go through the whole article. I'm just showing y'all so y'all can go ahead and go out your way to go look for it for yourselves. So y'all can go ahead and do your own small little research, right? Do your own small little research. Look, it pretty much is going over the same study that I just went over. Black fathers, 70% were most likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped the children use the toilet every day compared with whites and Hispanics, right? And once again, you can throw this all in Black women's face. They won't care, right? They'll always overlook it and still use the narrative that Black men don't take care of their kids. When all you got to do, sis, open up your eyes. You see that's false. But once again, we need something to keep Black men down with us, because once again, Black men created the red pill manosphere and all of that. Black men started this. Well, we need to start holding women accountable. We need to start holding society accountable. Men started that. So guess what, right? Here come your sisters. Nah. Y'all need to hold y'all hold yourselves accountable. Y'all need to hold those small percentage of men accountable. You can't hold those men accountable because they already have it set in their mind what they're going to do. They already have it set in their mind what they're going to do. They already have set that that's who they are. So what we do to combat those type of men is tell women, hey, pick the right men to lay down with. You are the gatekeeper when it comes down to a child being born. So why is it that you pick the wrong man just to sit over here and then complain about him, right? Because once again, if you didn't want that child, you can easily sit over here and say, okay, well, you know what, you're right. I don't even want the child with you either. And go on about your day. There's no broken household. There is no child without a father, right? And there's no deadbeat on the street, right? Maybe he can sit over here and go deal with the woman, man, that he truly wants to be with. But once again, right? As a man and as a woman, you just have to be very careful on who you do it with and where you do it at. Yeah, freaking sick, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, I get where she's coming from. You know, she's saying, you got guys who are in court complaining about child support and everything. And she's saying, well, it's because, once again, that's who you chose to mate with, right? Whether it's an accident or not, that's who you lay down with. And that's just a fact. And that's why I come in and say, man, look, and I get it. Sometimes we're going to want to deal with, we have an itch need scratching. Let's just put it that way. We have an itch need scratching. What's going to happen? Once again, it's all about what you do to take in those steps, right? So for men, you can't be sitting over here just raw dogging everything. But for women, you just can't be sitting over here just sleeping with any guy. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I say, even if it comes down to the point where you sleep with a guy or you sleep with a woman, let's just say you end up having a child with her, hopefully you vetted her enough and your standards were good enough to say, well, man, I ain't want to be with you. I ain't want to have a child with you, but maybe we can make it work, or it's not going to work, but I vetted you enough to know that, hey, you ain't going to do nothing, shicey. So, man, look, we can coexist. And I'm thinking that if y'all wanted to go that far, y'all might as well just go ahead and just go ahead and tie the knot on that one. Make it work. That's just my opinion. Make it work. But, man, look, y'all let me know, man, how y'all feel about it, man. Once again, this narrative that, Black men do not take care of their children is false. We just went over it, right? We just went over it. Black 70 to 80%, I'm going to say 70 to 80% of your Black men take care of their children, right? But once again, your women will only glorify, your sisters will only glorify the small group of men who don't take care of their children. And once again, it's just like, okay, well, you can glorify them all damn day, but once again, why are you dealing with them? Right? Why are you dealing with them? You always want to talk smack about them, but yet you're still the same one laying in their bed. Make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, like I said, man, you know, look, y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. Like I said, but it's once again, we just got to kill that narrative, right? That narrative has got to stop. But look, man, it's a pretty good one, man. Probably gonna have another one later on today. If not, don't know when we're gonna have another one. But well, we're gonna have one every other week. Well, we're gonna have one every week, not every other week. We're gonna have one every week. You know, like I said, I'm gonna try to do one later on tonight, or if not, try to post a video. But you know, who knows who we will see. But do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. Like I said, man, y'all let me know, man, if was she speaking facts, or you know, was it some BS? You know, like I said, you know, I agree with some of it, but also at the same time, she's missing out on a lot of things, right? Where you can sit over here and say that once again, you know, it's a guy avoiding accountability when a guy is sitting over here saying, I don't want to be a father of this child. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we can crucify this man for that. But are we going to crucify the woman for sitting over here saying, well, you know, I don't want to be a mother? You're not going to do that. And once again, you're not going to hold women to the same standard that y'all hold with men, which is sad. Right, which is sad. And you have a man saying he doesn't want to be the child's father. So y'all let me, man, know down below, man, how y'all feel about it, man.